it kind of depends on the teams.
Alrighty, well, here we go.
But first event we went to, Fnatic wouldn't even play anyone apart from us. And even then we had to persuade them to play us. But every team's different. Heretics on defense, Wolves on attack.
Options to take this
2-0 at the moment, in terms of pistols as well. Wait, has Heretics won a pistol yet? I feel like they're 0-6 in pistols.
Be ready with a paranoia, try to save them all. On up and over the top, going to be a quick little clear there. Last pack exit.
They are, yeah.
Leave Boo in a spot where he can try to catch somebody off guard, but
placing swarm grenade.
Instead, it's going to be a pivot cross now out. Towards a lobby here for Wolves.
Yeah, they in their last pistol round, Wolves spread the map and had Lysor solo plant on B and kind of crumbled underneath Sen. So let's see if they try to stick together a little bit more on this one. Here. All it took was that blast pack, and that was enough to.
Here. Okay, the fade eye timing is pretty nice on this one. They feel like they clear a good amount of this one actually. They fake pressure over towards A to pull the rotate away from Heaven as well. And you go over towards B. It's a great split from Wolves on this one. Keep an eye on the double push over towards door. This is like the big duel at the moment.
Paranoia through.
That's a great nade. Force him back over towards A. I heard it's done good, huh? Whoa. Whoa. That was sick from Juicy. The amount of space that was made here was insane. That was so cool.
10 seconds left.
Get the spike in
play. They know the killjoys here.
3v4 now for the retake with Mini Boo. Down to 22.
Dude, you know the killjoys here.
Now striking on the flank. Spots out another one. Goes unpunished. Boo desperately trying to get himself over towards the site to spray into the smoke. Not finding much, but Boo comes away with a second kill. Right clicks here. Able to find them.
Holy, dude, Juicy did so good. The double satchel over towards back of sight was actually everything. Dude, 3-0. Heretics is 0-7 for pistols.
Now I'm concerned. Now I'm concerned for Heretics.
Yeah, no, I think you gotta be.
Just not going
Can't
their
win a
way
pistol.
On these pistols, and
it was awesome by him.
The Wolves looking so smart in this round. I think learning from their mistakes against Sentinels, making sure that they're sticking together, being really sure of the space that they've been given. And again, it comes off the back of CU Fat. The way that he's using that fade util to clear a site, to call the reinforcements over, to go for that plant.
They did drop the anti-eco at the second half of
fair,
so still going to be a concern, as there is
yeah,
going to be
that is true. They go on Sheriff on this one.
Their way, but
I mean, they could.
Wolves are anticipating.
It would have to be the most perfect flash to get this guy as well.
It's the only buy-up this time around for Heretics. Marshall.
He's dead over at the A side of the map. So noise to be made. Paranoia going to be sent. Prowler getting a catch onto one. Swing out.
Spike, dudes.
Here in the hands of this player, going to get dropped, but Lysor swinging around
the
nice
side.
Gets a fadeaway shot onto Benji Bitch.
Is he going to do his stand-up? Oh, he's standing up, surely. 3.
Spring to take it away. 2 casualties, a bit of damage going to be dealt here, but Wolves this time not dropping the anti-eco.
Now, all in all, you're not too fussed about that as the Wolves. A few kills there for Heretics, but the trap didn't really convert into any further damage. Let's see this. Wow, Spring, just a timing, yeah. The guy just is so dialed in.
On his reads.
That's a nice readjustment there from Lysor, too, to find that headshot.
Doing pistols as Heretics. I mean, the setup's not too bad. They should maybe, like, maybe from what I'm seeing on defense, maybe just try and 4-1 a bit more. Again, I would pretty much always be 4-1ing majority of games on pistol.
Heretics a lot of problems.
Spots him out. You see good amount of damage going to be in there on the entry. Paint shells lobbed in. Boombot similarly to try to scout. Doesn't want to try to push this angle towards Baby.
Looking alright for the bonus. It's a couple of low HPs though. Let's see how much damage they can do.
Spike now planted 4v4.
Look at mollies? No mollies, okay.
Tagged up quite low on the side of Wolves.
Judge still in play.
The smoke here would be really nice. Can we just palm a smoke this?
Smoke going to be cycled in. Spring going to be taken down. Juicy does manage to find one. Lysor gets the other player. Baby Door. Now it's just a double approach.
Did you get through the smoke?
Lysor. Oh, they're just getting spammed out through the smoke. The push forward. Benji going to be good for 2.
Dude, Juicy's really fast tracking onto an ult as well on top of this. Dude, Judge by Fast B for the bonus.
And a bonus conversion.
Oh boy, Heretics are in trouble.
3-0 once again.
I'm loving what we're seeing from the Wolves today. I can feel the confidence that Fade was telling me about before the map even started. It is the way that they are working together, the way that they're holding these crossfire angles. They're putting the right guns in the right spot. They're spamming at the right time. They're understanding their opponents so well. They have such a good read. And it is just another hot start on the attacker side for Juicy. He has been a world.
Oh my goodness. Spring.
Oh,
Looking for a little
big
bit
molly.
more. Does
Molly.
find some damage. They're still going to try to just shove forward, overwhelm, and eventually they
Or
will
just
be
still
able to
molly
do
them.
so.
Nice shot.
YU is going to stop them from getting value off of his fallen comrade's weapon. Gets a kill onto one, gets a spot onto Woot.
Yeah, just holding heavy for the gun. I like it.
Looking for the kill. Will not be able to find it. Rien's trying to hold things down here at C, but it's
Still
just
nice,
too
they'll take
much
it.
opposition.
They got Razor
Once
into the
again,
big buy rounds.
4-0 start for Wolves.
Got their plan down, got
Wolves
that extra
team.
money as well. I know.
Looking to make an upset. They are just
God, what a
fearsome.
start this is. Do you time out now or do you wait?
Mechanical God there. Got the dink and got the fade away as he was going back behind the toxic screen. And Lysor winning one on the other side. Sure, Spring ends up going down, but YU on the job to make sure that that gun's not recovered and there's no big problems behind it. Now you've got a
Gotta go up
showstopper
against the
for
Razor.
Juicy. Let's see if they're
Aggro
gonna
strat
go
for
it right off the rip.
Heretics. Nate Teva?
Sees nade avoided.
Sure. You at least feel like they're fighting, so you probably have to use some kind of detail back.
They
They can do the classic TP over, then Prowler off
Patience
of
being
the
shown.
Prowler flash. Yeah.
Exactly what their angle of approach is going to be here. One little shot through the one-way. YU does get a connection onto Miniboo. In the meantime, Spring.
This is pretty rough from Wolves, to be honest, though. Didn't actually fully clear over towards A.
And he's gonna not hear
Miniboo
much,
got the
not
full
see
line
much.
early info.
So they're gonna try to readjust into that direction, try to open themselves up for a pivot. But I like the way Heretics is maneuvering to try to cut this
Yeah,
off.
let's see what Rien's has got.
Up and over the top, dodging this out.
Oh man, dude, his
Rien's out in the
pathing's
open,
really
no way
nice.
to escape.
Pathing's really,
Tries
really
to kill
nice.
Benji Fishy, however, plays forward into the smoke, gets the catch on the Lysor, puts the spike on the floor.
Three
for
back
the moment,
aside now,
Seas
pivot
goes
over
at him.
towards B is really
Now,
good at the moment.
call can come through
They
from
know that
YU,
he's over
pivot
towards
into
door
B,
though,
the
so
site
he
is
should at least
open.
just open this,
Maybe
even
door
if he's
will
going to
get
stay here
broken.
the whole time. Yeah, they know
That
he's locked
baby
in.
just gonna stay tucked here at tree, looking for the linger, looking
He's
for this
He used
backstab
Yuto from
play.
here, right?
They're suspicious about it, but do they have the read? They're gonna try to double clear him. They nearly line
The
up.
hell is that peak?
In the end, the trade is there, 3v3. The health advantage in the hands of Wolves.
Not much util to speak of. A couple blast packs and a haunt.
I'll find you.
Benji can find one that would give him a lockdown.
Kill my
Hate to
ball.
have to commit that here. Won't get the opportunity. Builds up the ultimate in
Holy.
depth.
Oh man,
Two
they got a
players
timeout.
surviving. Wolves,
They have a lot of
5
ults.
and
They can
0.
start getting some rounds, but
Which is
mate, it's
tremendous.
5-0.
Patience being shown by the Wolves. Not at just the beginning of the round to avoid
Jump
the
peak?
C's
Yeah,
nade,
it's a
little
solid
thing
yellow
like
card,
that.
I think.
But then the pivot over, off of the space that Spring is taking. And when Heretics tries to collapse, Heretics has 2 on B, 2 on A. They're ready for this A hit to try
Juicy at the
some
moment
flanks
though
going.
is playing
They're
great.
able to find this showstopper and
Like,
then
Juicy for
realize,
this map
whoa,
has
whoa,
been
whoa,
awesome.
There's way too much going on. Benji Fishy already here behind the pillar on site. Let's go over to B. We think that might be open now. And it is a beautiful call again. I mean, CUVAT is on point as the IGL here. As Heretics gonna rip a timeout. And
You have to.
You need to.
Juicy is 8-1-3 here at the moment. Once again, knocked back economically, but this has to be the moment for the timeout. You need to start getting some round wins. Yes, you're starting on the defending side. Typically, that's going to be the weaker. We do have some anomalous teams out there.
Sure.
Genji being one of them.
Sentinels.
But aside from that,
Heretics?
you also are about
I mean,
to have
it's
5 opens
zero.
available. It's just
It's
the big
0-7
brands
in
that use it
pistols.
online.
Like, they haven't had a
Everything
good
else is
start.
at their
The best
disposal.
start they have was obviously
You
Eco
can make
in
sure that when you commit them, you're
on
going to get
defense
value.
last
It's
round,
going to
last
lead
map.
to a
That's
win.
it.
And you're not going to oversend it,
Probably the only good start they've had.
only to be faced with a round loss.
It's a really nice looking opportunity for a Thrifty for Heretics, and it would be a much needed one to say the least.
Let's just
You're
hope that Heretics
getting
don't use all the
close
ults
to
into an
Spring's
eco.
ult. That Viper's Pit would be a real thorn in the side. You know,
Because you want to
you're running
try
a bunch of
and
sheriffs
get
and
as
a
many
stinger.
out of these as possible,
exactly
especially when you're not up against any
what
ults.
you would want to try to flood your way through. But you do have some ability to clear it with the lockdown, the Nightfall showstopper.
We would do
so
an upset. That's true.
those counter punches.
This is
Spring
in
does get that
this is in a
available.
dominant fashion though at the moment.
For now, Benji Clearing the util and spam at, but just gonna fall back. And that Rien's there with him, one away from his Viper's Pit as well. Let's see if they're just gonna commit.
Bomb cleared.
Oh,
Sees nade,
that's
and now
really
it's just
nice.
dead to rights. No way to escape.
Oh.
Juicy, a bad
Oh
spot.
god,
Does get
the
does
body
not get
block.
away from that Nanos.
Dude, he
150,
just
50
didn't
now retake
move.
around the back.
Oh, that's a
Kill
ruffle.
off a second
Oh, it's a
kill, but
really
Clinching is
ruffle.
gonna be flushed out. Spinning moves to
Oh,
early,
boy.
take it down, spray.
Oh no.
Still standing, still delivering. It's the commitment of the showstopper.
Oh
Not
god,
gonna be
it's a
finding the
disaster
value that was so
class, man.
desperately needed.
It's honestly a disaster class from everyone.
Boo now alone with just this sheriff in hand.
Gun here.
Turret set up over the top.
Cover going out.
Paranoia is not going to connect. And YU
Okay,
is
very nice
instantaneous
for
with the
Wolves though.
headshot.
They'll take this one,
Puts
even
them
though
down nice and
it's a
easy.
little scrappy for sure. Take this one, getting the
6-0.
Razor out of them also.
Wolves. Just looking
Yeah, this little setup was nice though.
electric.
Nate Tether into the spam over towards site. Dude, Lysor. Lysor really owned
I
him.
saw it and I was like, oh
He
no.
made up for it.
He did.
He killed the Rays.
I mean, the funny thing about this round is, you know, Benji Fishy gets those 2 kills, and that makes Heretics think they could pull the showstopper. They whiff on it, and then it still ends up being the Wolves round, and just a little bit.
A little bit more space. Still 4 ultimates here.
Ever nades. They get aggro over towards A.
Wolves just
In reaction, take over
really
towards C.
at risk of getting caught by these C's nade combos. Seems like they always know where they're going to be coming from. They're always playing back, waiting for that util to get dumped early.
Yeah. You know, Team Heretics is trying to guess at the Wolves' tendencies, and they have not found any success on that.
Prowler going to be cleared up and over the top goes Juicy and Betsy.
Absolute
Benji
madness
Fishy
for
will be
Wolves
able
on
to
this
sit
one,
him
not gonna lie to you.
down. Entry power taken out of their hands here. So that is the best possible start to the round here for the side of Heretics.
Yeah, this is probably one of those rounds where Wolves are just feeling it, feel like they can do whatever they want on the map, but
Also just play slow a little bit. I mean, they're gonna take more
on
map
his
control
own
if they
when
want
he
to
got into the
force
site.
into a side like that. Or if I want to say force
pivot
into a side
would
like
be a
that, I
bit.
don't want it to be this early on.
Mini Boo though with the retuck gets himself.
Heretics will
aside.
take this
Gonna
though.
try to go for the 90
They can keep this one kind of clean.
Can't find either of them. Mini Boo standing tall.
30
Fat
seconds
Baby
left.
last one standing, so it seems like Heretics here will at long last get themselves around.
What's
the
going on?
win.
Everyone flaming?
There's a long road ahead of them, but being able to get
Yeah,
this
there's a.
just on rifling, just on util, not on
Again, I'm not
ultimates.
excusing the
That's a
result
big
because I
boon
think the
for them.
Heretics are also
Yeah,
playing
absolutely.
very bad.
And
But
still,
again, the
do a lot of
EMEA teams
damage
that
in
came
this
into this
defender
still
side.
just
Yes,
had
Wolves
way
already
less
have
time than
6,
everyone
but
else.
you can run 4-5 in this one.
But I
You're
still
gonna
think
be
that
feeling okay
with
going into your
the
attacker
with the less
side.
time, Heretics should be
This
able
is
to
a
be
good start. Good first
looking
foot
better than this.
forward for the Wolves. Or excuse me, for the Heretics.
But it also just means that the other regions are catching up and that they're making good
Try to
use of their
figure out
time.
a little bit of what they want to do. You're one away from the Nightfall, and then you've got a lockdown of your own, so Viper's Pit as well. So you've got a lot of counter punches, and immediately a
Wolves.
timeout is ripped.
Yeah, Wolves are calling a timeout.
Wow.
Enemy remaining.
And
I mean, I
Round
think
by round. We have to build the castle, you know? Brick by brick.
absolutely.
Brick by brick.
Absolutely. But I think to me, this is just some of the things that I saw in the VODs when I was watching the Wolves is when they start getting these like individual plays, when they try to go for these big moments where they don't necessarily have the right information, they don't necessarily have their right setups.
Albeebs,
or
thanks so
kind
much
of
for the
understanding of
7
where their
months as well.
opponents are,
Appreciate the prime.
and they
Thank
just
you,
try to
thank
make
you.
something, they just try to force a play.
yeah, I think this is just one of those things where it's like, okay, I can hear the players talking. I think they're getting a little bit antsy. They're not sticking to the
Brex
structure
had
that
to, yeah,
we
but they
had
still had
set
an
up
extra week and
ahead
then they
of
were
time
trying
coming into
comps
this
that weren't
series. So I want to
Teo
intervene
meta.
and make sure
But
that
they
we're
still had an
sticking to the
extra week.
script. But it does also give the coaching staff from Heretics the opportunity to get back in the players' ears.
Free ride to Tomo, thank you so
feed
much for
them
the 15
information
months.
based on
Thanks
what
for the
they've
prime.
witnessed. So it does come at a risk. We'll see what happens coming in off the back of this one. There's plenty of ults available here to both sides. One charge
Yeah, but
away.
they're practicing
Nightfall.
the no Teo meta
Yeah, I mean, you're
when they
gonna
were
be
stuck in
looking
the
at a
Teo meta.
very similar array of ultimates for both teams potentially. Just depends on if they're able to get an orb or a plant over for CU Fat or even a kill. We're going back to this 4-1 setup that they love to run at the beginning of the rounds. Again, Season 8 combo attempted early. Rian's
Okay,
just waiting for the
Prowler
hit.
clears
He's gonna
over
rip
towards
it.
C. In reaction, they
what
put the
response
ult
is gonna
down.
be. Are they gonna go
Heretics
lockdown?
need to try and keep this one clean.
yeah.
Could just be locked down for
Money's a little
lockdown.
bit low.
Stalemate here on the C site.
Calling my bot.
And
Damn,
that is
nice
exactly
ults at the
what's
moment
going
from
to happen.
Heretics though.
And
I don't get too much for this.
if
I do want to see
say
Wolves
okay,
like actually try default the map
get
a
two
little bit
ults out of
more.
you,
This
we
whole
can get
like
one out of
forcing
us,
to
you back
see
away. This is
Very
giving up a good amount of
forcing to see
space and
gameplay
control
isn't
over
going great.
towards A site though, Rubble
At
firmly
least
in
get
the
him away
hands
from
here
the
of
ult,
Heretics.
but
Not going to fall for the detain bait.
this Kaya, thanks so much for the prime. Appreciate
Says
11
drop the
months.
pit. Why you
Okay,
hits
he's
it
just
straight onto Rien,
shot
so
him
even if
straight
the
through
pit hadn't
smoke.
already fallen,
Maybe the
certainly
4C
would have
is
now.
working.
Oh, they dodged the
Beidou goes
nightfall,
in,
too.
they all
backed
dodge
out
it,
of
and with this
Mount.
A pressure, this is really going to
But now
sell
they
the fake
dodged
for them
that,
to
that can
re-hit
force
over
the
towards
pivot from
C.
Heretics. They might take this as false
Then they go
information.
back over towards A. I'm not sure
Up
this is
and
the
over
right
the
call.
top. Spike E is going to be brought over towards this side, it would seem.
Omen ult straight over
This is
towards
gonna
site.
be
That's an
TP into the site to
insanely
get the
important
plant
kill.
down
It's a
and spring.
free side that can get a good plant
Flushes
as
out
well.
Boo.
Dude, Heretics win one, lose the next. 1-9 loss bonus. They got to save this.
Just try to go
Unless
for
you're
the
going to go
save
for a
here.
mad 2v4.
Looks like we'll at least take a peek.
One enemy
He
remaining.
will be noted and dealt with at the door. Benji Fishy has to just walk away. Wolves, the timeout call.
Enormous. Thank you for that,
treat.
dude. I appreciate the bets. Thank you,
Brilliant.
thank you.
I mean, just the way that they immediately are ready to counter that Viper's pit. And you said it, 2 for 1. That's just a wonderful
Sludge Georgia, the
timeout
prime.
call
Thank you for
there
the
by
13
Fade.
months. Appreciate that.
Reading into Team Heretics very nicely. And then they're able to work to the other side of the map. That TP from Lysor really opens things up for them. Spring wins a big duel against Boo. He has just been so reliable. He is just an absolute menace over there on A, whether he's just creating attention or setting up for the lurks, getting
He's
information.
the sub-only mode for it.
On the other
Respect
side
that.
here, just the
Good
timing.
usage of the points.
Just the
I roasted
timing.
on YouTube. Thank you for
Rian's
doing
had
that, bro.
knife out,
Thank
he's
you.
running forward.
Did you wonder with the prime? Appreciate the
Cut
whole
down.
year.
There's
And
Spring.
Rando Jen, thank you for the gifted.
Enemy remaining.
Netty's over there,
Chemayuki as well,
YU
coming in
holding the line.
with the 7 gifted. Thank you,
That's what you love to see
Chemayuki.
from the
Appreciate
Wolves.
that.
Smart play.
Really
Building
important
and
round
shoot.
for Heretics on this one. And Wolves want to
Wolves
go
also had a
straight
maybe
fast
fast
B,
B
it's
hit
looking
here.
like. Molly over towards Heaven.
Find into the side, try to get a pinch.
And
Anybody who
Chemayuki
might
with
be
the 1.
hit
Thank
with
you
a
for the
vulnerable.
7-1 gifted, Chemayuki. Appreciate that.
It's going to be the boom bot chasing over towards Mini Boo.
Yes, it's nicely done from
the Season 8 out
Heretics, though.
again.
They actually managed to stop the original hit.
Definitely, they're gonna
But
be
he's
happy
got to
with
do a
that.
lot
Spoke
here.
about
That's
the
rough
pace.
timing.
They're going to try to cycle this one
Oh,
back
it's rough
through.
timing.
Nightfall going to be committed on to B. Quick little
Oi.
pick out. Boo
He did
comes
good.
away with 2. Spring and YU both going to be taken down. Two Fat Baby concerned about a potential push out from Mount.
Siege with the tier 1. Thank you so much, bro. Appreciate that.
Nightfall tried to sell a fake. They do have a heavy rotation over to this A side. Now they may be
Still-
challenging Benji.
And still full util setup. Double nano in the alarm bot. Situated here on the entryway. Turret gets cleared though. That draws the attention of Benji Fishy back over towards B. Peeking
Yo,
with the
thank you
connector.
so much as well, bro.
Paranoid
Appreciate the
Lysor
26
at the
months.
ready, but we'll end up going wide.
Can the lurk on B get anything?
You know
He's
he's
now
in.
coming down. Dodges the Haunt. Smoke going to be coming through. Juicy. Pressure here
Ooh.
from
30
multiple
seconds
angles
left.
now. Fights back in. Finds the first. Tries to
pretty
look for
good.
a little bit more. Was trying for a 180 flick, but does end
to
up
get
getting
the
picked
plant
off there
down.
by Rienz. 2v3 now. Benji tagged to 72.
Dude, Heretics really need to win this.
Loss for Heretics.
If Wolves win this, this is the
have
whole
any
map
util.
done.
Just gonna have to dry peek through.
Lysor should be dead on this angle if he swings out. Shots flying his way. It's the smoke set up to push into the smoke, and Fat Baby unable to find the shots. They know
bullets.
exactly where the Omen is at. Push forward.
Okay, nicely
Wu
handled.
winning out the
Must
fight.
win.
3 players surviving. Heretics find their second round win.
Yeah, just Boo this time. Taking matters into his own hand over at A Rubble.
Fio again, thank you so much, mate.
Gets
Appreciate
those 2
everything.
huge kills. Snappy shots from the IGL of Heretics.
Seconds left.
That really opens up a lot of space for them. Good work by the Wolves to find some open of their own, but numbers were not in their favor.
Nice! Let's go, guys. Let's go. 5 rounds in Virgucci, okay?
Yep, absolutely. I totally agree. If they can string 3 in a row now, You're going to feel good about it. Still sitting on the Viper's Pit for Spring, but plenty of money for the rifles for the side of Wolves.
Hey, money's still a little bit low.
A
Wolves got
contest
good
here.
money. Getting close to those ults as
Uh-oh,
well.
this time,
Aggro over towards
Wolves
A,
not
multiple
quite ready
people.
for it.
Okay, can
Nate
Heretics
gets the catch.
manage to get 5 here?
Right out on the
Because their
juicy.
ults are in a good
Players
position
are
as
dead
well.
Off the rip of the round. Heretics very well poised to get that third round win now.
Finally, it comes through for Heretics.
Even if you start making this close, Miniboo has the showstopper. So as long as he's not dead early, that is going to be a hefty concern. The high-low here on the corner. That baby just trying to clear out this util. Prowler around the back.
Or do they
Note
think they
anyone.
broke alarm bot as well?
There's just nothing being given up here by the Heretics. They've got everything on lockdown. Complete map control in their favor. This one looks
Okay,
extremely
the
difficult.
fade
to do.
eye over
Alarmbot
towards
right on
B
the other
does
side
mean
there
that
for this double
Spring
stack.
could maybe just try to take a duel over towards B here.
Alarmbot cleared. Spots them both out. Finds the first, finds the second. Showstopper going to be set.
Holy
That's
bro.
gonna be Spring.
Oh
Why
my
you
goodness,
dead
imagine
simultaneously?
though. I thought they were done for. I thought he was going to get a third. Bro, how are these rounds, like, they're not convincing, are they?
No way.
1-7-3 here at the moment. Swings in, spots the first, tries to get the transition, cannot do so. Sees grabbing him, trying to pull him in a little bit deeper, but Spike just cannot be planted fast enough.
Jesus.
Woot will arrive. They make a good run of it. They make it close, but
The Wolves
Heretics
could definitely time out here.
get the round win.
One orb away from Raze ult, 2 away from
3-7
Killjoy
now.
ult,
Still, that's 7-5.
1 away
A
from Fader on
possibility.
defense as well.
If you can get these early advantages,
Oh, that looked rough.
Team Heretics are good for it. Just finally able to find
What
that
happened there?
timing,
Why did
find
it stop
that
the
moment.
trajectory?
Wolves
Did it get hit by the
decided to
nade
try
or
to turn
something?
up the
That looks so
tempo
weird.
a
Like
little
QT
bit
with the 15
at the
months.
start
Thank
of
you
the
so
round
much.
when the barriers drop. I mean, jeez, YU. That is brilliant work through that angle. Showstopper was there,
Nice, good job.
and it's the one that takes him out.
Bro, that was unfortunate. Like,
So I think I'd like to see Wolves pump the brakes a little bit here. Take things a
Timeout was
little
theirs
bit
earlier?
slower.
Wait, really?
See if they can find their open
Oh
space
boy,
on the
that's a
map.
kill.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
They
what
went
a,
from reading
what a
these
round to get an early kill like
disrespecting
this,
them
though.
and being punished by it.
Shadows traveling.
Oh
They
boy.
dead. Off the very start, YU getting spammed down through the Viper wall at B. It's another rocky start to the round here.
And now you have no ability to gather info. You're just going to have to brute force your way through
I
something.
mean, they still have an orb there if they want Raze
Taking
ult.
their time.
Cover going out.
Benji's been a
Dude, he just walks in.
thorn in their side.
Rip across, Nano.
Whoa,
gonna be sent
there's
down.
been some questionable Satchel smash rounds, and I see them from Benji. It's the lockdown. Did they just force their way over towards C every single time?
Holding down this
No
C side.
map pressure.
YU try to grab this orb and gets the ult, either with this or in death, but this way he can try to go for a save perhaps.
Absolutely would like to save.
Yeah, and Heretics would love to get Woo a kill.
Creep up, see if he can spot anything
30
out.
seconds left.
Challenge into the smoke. One goes out deeper, but yeah, just nothing realistically to be done here in this position. Heretics, once again, coming alive, starting to run things back. A fourth round win.
You can't get
10
caught by
seconds
these
left.
seized nades anymore. Gotta wait out.
They're
the beginning
waking
of the
up.
round a little bit.
I mean, Wolves aren't doing much though.
I know they're,
Like honestly,
maybe you think you're safe. Oh, hold the
like
phone.
it's not like they're playing
Kill
good
here on
macro
the
really.
Wood, but
Wolves.
Nobody
Like
else
the A
really
side
in
doesn't
position to try
exist.
to find a punish.
It's kind of like
Or
this
you gotta
doesn't
be
exist, to
fine
be
go ahead
honest.
and
All
pull out
A.
this weapon here.
Like the map's in half at the moment.
I mean, Lysor able to escape, but getting a bit too antsy here. It's too aggressive. It's
One
costing them
enemy.
dearly.
Benji.
The thing is, this round I don't mind them actually forcing C because they got
Raze
Razor.
Able to find a ton of impact. Nano's in good spots. Positioning excellent. He has been really annoying to deal with for the Wolves. Do have a Nightfall, but for Woot on the side of Heretics. Showstopper though for Juicy. Lockdown as well. Of course, still that Viper's Pit for Spring. No seized nade this time. Patience being shown here by Heretics. They've dipped into that well enough. They've gotten their value.
Orions, man.
Lockdown. Gonna be sent here off the rip.
What the?
Orions gonna try to reposition, wants to take a more aggro position here. Showstopper
so
now
dead.
going to be invested. Some damage going to be
Oh, he
suffered.
honestly
Rian's
did
still
incredible
able
to
find
get one.
more,
They'll
take
take
it
that.
down.
Full passing heavy over towards Heaven. Viper goes in. Full passing Flood. Omen flash is good. Hits 2. But the Omen flash into double satchel was incredible. Damn, that was nice. So nice fast flood from Heretics. The Omen flash double satchel was awesome.
And
Yeah.
they rescue the half.
And that is exactly what the Heretics needed.
I mean,
that
Wolves
is what the doctor
got a
ordered.
good score,
They are
but
right back in
you're
this
looking
thing.
at how they played the second part of this half. It was pretty
Wolves are
bad.
going to be kicking themselves, given the lead that they had established. 6-0 at a point. We'll see though, Pistols have been on their side. We'll see if that continues when we come back after halftime.
C. One enemy remaining.
I don't really like committing to things. I'm scared. But when Verizon announced that I could lock in a low price for
The
3 years,
Pistols.
I mean, yeah,
7-1.
that's what I'm talking about.
Maybe.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, let me mute that. Yeah, I mean, obviously the game plan was to just force over towards C. Maybe they realized that they like to play heavy over towards A in terms of 2-passing, but I don't know. When you go Killjoy and Viper, a lot of the times you're just going to win that on C. Still though, 7 rounds, like they should take that in terms of the half, but it does worry me a little bit for just how they play on this map. John, thank you so much for the tier 1, bro. Appreciate the 11 months. Got the head locked down. I mean, you talk about re-ends, he actually managed to do good. The 1-for-1 with the Razor was awesome. I'm surprised he got one there though, really.
Back 7-5 at the half with Wolves narrowly out in front. Heretics, so monstrous efforts to recover this half, running back 4
maybe
rounds
not
in a
any
row.
at the moment.
Yeah, this is just really impressive stuff from the Heretics. Our Coinbase Econ report, kind of a smattering there. CU Fat having a bit of a rough go of things, but
Yes.
both of our Killjoys having a really strong run there. You know, YU doing a great job on the backside, finding some of that value. Benji Fishy comes out big there and just kind of cruises through the rest of the way. Was really impactful on that C site, made it nearly unassailable for a lot of that half for the Wolves. And then they started to take that rubble control a bit, found some connections with the
How
green
cooked are
tilt.
you? Mate,
Looked
if you
really,
don't get
really
a
strong.
pistol, you're pretty
Bit of a
cooked.
dip there, but you can see he bounced back nicely. YU picking up where he left off on Pearl, having a ton of impact on that Killjoy, looking really comfortable in the back lines.
And the stage has been set as far as KJ impact thus far here on the map.
3-0 on the
Fishy has been
pistols.
getting value
Heretics.
pretty much every regard.
0-7.
As well as use util placement. Really
Pistol
likes to
record at
cluster
the
things
moment.
Together, get that kind of overlap between the nano swarms.
Yeah.
And if you get the alarm bot ball out as well, then, well, you just basically guarantee the kill. We'll see what happens.
5-passing force over towards C, as we can see on the minimap. Should work out right.
Not been able to find any pistol wins so far in the tournament. Can this be their first? As they look to take this all the way to Ascent.
Alarm bot, smoke,
Alarm bot.
Viper rotate,
Front of the door, the
no
turret
molly.
Over at B. 3 players over at A, but there's a smoke there, slowing them down.
And I'm going to be
Ooh, it's a
lobbed
great
in here
molly.
to try to go for the entry. Prowler just block out some of these
Oh, the
bullets.
fade
though.
eye. The fade eye wins the round.
Forced to reposition. Milk can take it down. Whoop, there through the wall. Cuts him down to size. 3v5
that's the fast
now.
pistol.
Looking for the retake, and overall, players on Heretics still pretty damn healthy. It's just Mini Boo down to 54.
This has
I think
to
the
be
Genji
crazy
Sheriff play will
from
be
the side of
adopted by
Wolves.
other teams.
Still the
I mean, they've
paranoia,
been using it for 2 years now.
still the haunt.
Wall
There's
fall,
definitely some
Paranoia
teams that
trying
tried to
clear out the close
do
angles here, but
similar.
no one going to get blinded up by that. A paint shell available for Juicy. Sends that around the bend. Miniboo gonna eat even more damage, now down to 18. The kills still not yet being found. Lineup is there though, Juicy finding two. Pushes forward into the smoke. Who able to flush him out.
He has an
Lights are
extra
now
smoke
all
if he
alone.
kills this
Gets
guy.
the reload off the smoke. Gone.
Oh,
Finds
God.
the
Smoke,
line
big
it up,
smoke.
finds the
Did he get it in
headshot.
time?
But needs to go for the stick here.
He would have to miss everything.
Tries to go for the turn. Benji Fishy is gonna try to just jump shot him here with a ghost. He's just able to make it happen. Benji Fishy
Oh my.
barely gets them over the line. As Heretics will find their first pistol win
Man, it's
of the
gotta
tournament.
feel stressful.
It's as close as it gets. It's a great opener here off the back of the fade util. Miniboo just hold a W. Takes Spring with him. And then Woot through the wall. They know they've got YU pinned on the stairs. Just barely gets the wallbang headshot. And that is an absolute nail biter. Neil Zenia.
Yeah, it's stressing out.
Really
and I
going
cannot
for
blame
the
them.
coaches.
To find some grounding. Oh man. Huge, huge for Heretics.
I mean, it's very necessary to instill some hope. Some pressure over towards C. Lysor are going to be caught. Bounces out
The
of the snake bite,
Viper
but he's
wall purely to
so
block
much
this.
damage, down to 22.
This meant to go further.
Really wants to do everything he can to keep that hidden position, but
He's already
I don't
been
think.
spotted.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter.
I mean, Renz maybe now thinks that it's clear, but given the smoke, you have to assume that he could still be in that spot.
Toxins going up.
He's definitely wary of it.
Door chipped away at Prowler, not going to be
Trying
able
to see if
deep
they're in the
enough to
corner with
actually
it.
fully
Nades
clear
off
it
the
out.
Prowler.
Miniboo sends a paint
Not too
shell.
bad. Maybe a duel over towards B in a sec.
Certainly have the Omen dead.
Yeah, now you know.
Well, yep, got the re-reveal.
You gotta smoke
There's
yourself
the,
here, surely.
You'll seize nade and Lysor's dead. Overkill, maybe, but still able to go ahead and block that one in. Root on entry, right click to the face, not going to be able to find the elimination. As it's just going to be Juicy.
The wall,
left
it might just be to
alone.
give him a little bit of freedom when he's searching with
See if he's
Marshall, like
gonna be
this
able to
angle.
Find any kind of damage here. Is Miniboo likely going to be sent out on the hunt? Yep,
It will
does
only
get
be
the swap
Antico,
off
will.
the Ghost. 3 charges from having a showstopper online. And jiggle out. He'll get 1 charge no matter what. And he'll get it in a kill as he keeps himself alive. Flawless round here in the anti-eco. Heretics,
Heretics
have
gonna
now
take
tied
back
us up
control.
7-7.
Because honestly, if I looked at that second half from Wolves, I'm not
Methodology
sure.
here for Heretics
they have the best
is A+,
understanding of the
no
map.
notes. That is just so diligent. Making sure that that trick position never comes to fruition. I mean, maybe there was a chance there for Spring, but Woot able to crouch down, hold it down. Miniboo finds the final.
Juicy.
A little tap of the monitor. See you back and find some energy there.
2-12-3. It's been a brutal run for him.
Moment flash used. Heavy A setup. Set the 1 up. They can rotate a little bit. Double blockers over towards C. It's pretty much what we saw from the first half. What is this run from? What the hell?
Being set up, but right at the door is the Nano and the alarm bot here for Wolves.
Back a sight.
It's going to be avoided.
Yeah, it's cool.
YU and Spring able to find 1 apiece. Solid starting trying to shut down a bunch
Guys,
of
ready?
conversion, but they're not ready for Boo to be here. Paranoia not going to connect though. And Spring will
Damn,
mow
nicely
down
done
the
from Spring as well.
remainders.
Get that Viper ult nice and early.
Gets himself a 4K.
Sight here looked kind of good,
Saves the
but
round
yeah,
from being
it's the force over towards C
catastrophic.
again. Everyone's
Just the
loving
one
it right now.
casualty.
It's the double
Wolves
block.
regain the lead.
Yeah, just a nice classic C setup here. Some of that util at the front door to stall things up. One player up on the platform, another at the stairs. Set up that crossfire. Spring, given those opportunities, will collect most of the time. And let's get on your feet, see if you can get the energy
I can't
going.
believe they stole their celebration. That's
Right
so
now,
funny.
Feels like it is all Heretics. They have really come alive.
This
Miniboo
is the
the
round,
showstopper
though.
as well.
This is the round for
They
sure.
want to use that Seize nade to try to see if they could catch it early, but Team Heretics not even
Okay, so they
thinking
feel like
that
they went
direction.
aggro over
Does
towards
buy
A,
some
so in
space for
theory,
Juicy to grab the
Heretics
orb
think,
and
dude,
A.
they're
So
not
now
going to
he
just go for it
himself is
again.
one
I
away
was
from
going to
having
say,
a showstopper
Molly
online.
goes out, break alarm board, I know Molly.
Could
Dude, they're
get
actually
a
gonna
bit
force C
chaotic
again.
here, if he's able to find it. Same Nano lineup up and over the top. Looking for the setup here as the showstopper gets pulled and Miniboo's immediately dealt with. Response, however, from his big
Jesus,
brother,
man.
still looking good.
It's so scary.
Himself a double kill as Rienz finds another. 1 HP. But
Juicy gets a
plant
kill, he
can't
gets
come
ult.
through.
Spike planted.
Spamming, looking, trying to find any kind of straight kill, but it's able to be avoided. Rewrap needed as Lysor rotates around towards the back. Juicy trying to entry here from the front. Alarm bot giving away at least one position. Moves forward into the smoke. Paranoia.
Ooh, it's good. Oh god, it's really good. There's the ult. Nicely done from him. Big nade close. Good nade. Oh, damn, he played that really well. What a good omen flash this was. Heretics have to eco. They got to eco. There's 2-4 loss bonus. Everyone's sitting about 3k.
Unreal. Unreal from
He played it
Juicy.
good, man. Played it
For
real
a
good.
moment, I thought they might consider a save. But Juicy's having none of it. And that paranoia, absolutely perfect. It doesn't get any better.
Oh, and they got the
than that
razor
from
out of
Lysor.
them.
The opener here, a little bit of a misguess at the beginning of the round. The Killjoy util, a lot of it was actually at the front of B site here for the Wolves. So that actually opened up this extra space, and Heretics are able to just flood through and get that man advantage. But man advantage be damned. Juicy comes through again.
And immediately, the timeout call here. Sent from Heretics.
Yeah, some
Down by
options.
2 rounds, wanting to try
Dude,
to
I haven't
pull off
seen
the
a.
recovery. They know how
I haven't
costly
seen
that
a.
round is going to be. They know how much that's
Dude,
gonna
when Mini
impact
does
them.
VOD review of this,
Immediate
he's gonna be losing his
shutdown
mind
on
as
the
well,
showstopper,
because I don't
losing
think
that
I've seen a
critical ultimate.
re-clear of A
And then losing a man advantage
for about
in
8
the post
to
plant.
10 rounds.
And yeah, Juicy's able to get the showstopper, you know, off of that kill. Like you talked about, that orb that he picked up, critical in that round. Just little things. These little things kind of snowball.
Had he been one charge further away, like you
Doesn't
said,
happen.
going for a save might even be the call for him.
Yeah,
When you're that close,
why not?
Juicy decides to roll the dice.
He had like 200 or 300 credits. I was
2
looking
hero
at
guns.
the economy to see if they really were gonna.
There you go.
heavily
Thank you
commit
so
to
much for
it,
the
but
17
Wolves are very
months, bro. Appreciate
aggressive.
the prime.
You know, you see
Okay,
it a lot.
change of
Even
Heretics.
in,
Straight aggro
you know,
A,
2v4s,
then they at least
they'll
get
try to go
options,
for
got
pickoffs.
turret,
They'll try to
in
get
case there's some
into
kind of push.
positions where they can do damage even when the round is basically over. And they find their moments and they catch you off guard.
A little bit of a force here. Half armors for everyone. Stinger, Sheriff, a Phantom, and a Vandal.
Ooh, not close
And
enough to hear this
for
TP.
Heretics.
Lysor might be dead.
Oh, TP forward, Boo. Noted and dealt with. Lysor able to just go ahead, TP out towards safety.
These are
Give
these
you
rounds for the
the, give you the
Heretics where
cast on
they
that one, chat.
commit a little bit of extra of their economy. Something that can cost them if they can't convert. But they have so much confidence in their own ability. See if they can get it done.
Your lone flash now gone. An escorting utility of the paranoia taken out of their hands. Potential pivot into B, given that they do have Benji Fishy kind of lingering his way in. If he's able to hit a heater of a Sheriff shot here, will just be the clear on the KJ turret instead as he backs off.
And now you've got a hell of a pinch set up.
Yeah, this gives the
This
pressure
does
that they
turn into
might
an
go
A
for a
hit.
B split.
The Wolves are just trying to keep it hidden. Still have the C's in Siu Fat's hands.
God, Benji's got to do a lot with just the Sheriff on this one. He's in charge of creating pressure all around the
A little
map.
bit of attention on the other side of the map.
Any kind of
Spotted out,
movement
though.
over towards A? No movement.
Manages to hold him back.
One bit of
This flank
movement.
not gonna be
Ooh,
able to
hold
come to
up.
fruition. Taps
Hold
the
up,
board.
hold up, hold
Still
up.
have Spring hovering nearby to watch
Lysor,
that.
are you considering this?
Re-wrapping as Lysor able to find one. Does eventually get flushed out the Vandal,
Spike
finding
Really?
value.
Kinda.
Hands comes away with a kill. Mini boot up and over the top of rope. Finds a kill there. Is Spike plant going to be
was
interrupted.
incredibly bold.
And
Spike
now
goes
it's on the
down.
floor.
Whoa!
Spring going absolutely monstrous.
5
Down the
seconds.
plant. The time. It's just not there.
No, yeah, doesn't have
It's
enough
already
time.
over. Why
Oh
you have
my
to
god.
do nothing else?
Oh my god, bro. That was insane from Spring.
Wolves get to double digits.
None of my stuff has gone.
Spring is unbelievable. The game sense that he has. His mechanics are gorgeous. But his
Spring
ability
is
to
swinging
just
around
pivot on a
everywhere, man.
dime here.
That's
in
nuts.
this opening
Juniper, thank you so
kill
much for the prime,
Lysor.
dude. Thank you for doing
Very
that.
nice. He gets a second. Then I was a bit worried. The forces were pulled over. Look at this from Spring. One.
Whoa.
Oh,
Enemy remaining.
He melted him.
that is otherworldly.
Yeah.
feel ya.
Reprovise. Surely not.
Just turned around, shot the other guy.
Bork
And now
as
to
well
add
with the tier
insult
1.
to
Thank you for the
injury,
support,
there's
mate.
Lotus
Appreciate you
in
doing
the
that.
mix here
Thank you
from
for that.
Lysor. Wanting to
Let's look at the money
tell
chat.
us
1,
not-
2,
not
3
this
can't
site.
buy next.
Heavy Heavy investment, though, for the Wolves.
Sure. Their loss bonus is going to be high, but we'll still say they can't buy.
Get this round.
Placing swarm grenade.
They might be able to start.
Oh, those are big.
turning
Those are
the
big, important
economy advantage into their favor.
kill of the molly there. Means that the whole
Smokes,
util
again,
setup
trying
can
to buy
stay
as
up.
much attention as they
Yeah,
can in this
Benji's kind of
seaside. Worked a
realizing
bit,
that
actually.
obviously if
They
he's
hold
trying to
some
shoot
players
that, he's
off
trying
of
to
A.
protect something.
Opened
So
up a little bit of space for them.
managed to spam a little bit. Didn't set this
Shut
one
down
off, so
by
the alarm bot
Spring
survives,
and
but he did
Lysor.
shoot one molly and got a molly set off, I think.
Nano
Maybe
to
shot
clear
two.
some nanos there at C. Alarm bot's going to be set up. Staring at each other.
How's the Odin doing on A at the
Continuously
moment?
ringing out, however,
Dude, 52 bullets. He's been
rounds
going for
remaining
it.
for Lysor.
Mate, 43 bullets.
It's a little bit of damage there on the mini boo, but certainly not the big value that he wanted to get from this Odin as he continues to run lower and lower
Holy,
on bullets.
holy.
Push forward towards the
So
door.
many
Juicy
swinging
gonna
this.
Try to hold things down here.
Oh,
What an
Odin flash.
locks him in
Oh
position.
my god.
Hasn't seen anything though. The gun barrel just on the side. The swing in. Mini boo wins the fight. The B site here, almost for
Okay.
the taking, but YU on the repeat. Catches the enemy race there in midair.
And the luck over towards A, we're getting
Not
Omen
enough
off.
to be able to get the hit there on the Woots, and the spike plant can be committed to. Hit now, locking off Baby Door. As Lysor says, all right, I'll just reposition. TP's towards upper, joins
It's
in.
actually, no joke, if they kill... chat, this isn't looking that good for Heretics, I'll be honest. It's a big play from Woot to go push forward here, because if they all ended up in this choke, they were so done for. Yeah, this is really rough, man. Really, really rough. Do they consider this?
Push on the smoke, and he cannot find it. YU!
Oh my god, they played that off
With
the plant
covering
so
fire.
bad. All over towards here, plant for main, it is in the ult, but they 3-pass and go to the right side here when you got to go through this choke. I hate when teams do that. It's a really bad after plant from them.
Because
their positions were bad.
Collected in this retake.
Turret destroyed.
A nice opener there, but then a response from YU.
And then
The
Benji,
pit
the
is
most
down.
important pass
Who
and
else
push
but
through the
Spring
smoke.
to knock the first player out. And then he realizes where that Viper is. His other teammates are dying for the cause. They're trading along the way. And he knows exactly where Rienz was to get that kill. And then boom. I thought maybe he might get the timing there. They weren't guessing initially in the right direction, but YU spins on a dime.
Oh my goodness.
And Mini Boo's
Good
dead
nate,
off the
Teva.
ramp.
Gets out of there.
The season combo
Almost.
doing wonders. Lexor will get caught as Boo. Able to trade
Yeah, they
back,
managed to
find
squeeze out a buy on
revenge
this one
here
as well.
For his brother. Again, it's such a critical pick. The entry power gone. Now ults may have to be committed, where previously they could be saved.
Now you can
Poison orb
let
emitted.
C be a little more open. It's so much harder to take C without a raise. You can commit these forces to this A side. Obviously, you know they're there. Obviously, they've been making a bunch of noise.
I have the spike.
You can lean a little bit further in that direction. Get that lockdown ready. YU.
Double
sitting on
tree in
that
the
ultimate, just waiting
4v4.
for his opportunity.
Yeah,
This turret
honestly,
being
if the
cleared,
Fade baits this enough, they might not
a little bit
expect
of
it.
another kind of fake here.
This
from
door
Benji.
opens. Ah, it doesn't have a Prowler. Honestly, the Prowler bait would be incredible. Yeah,
Prowler
I
gets
needed
spam
the
out.
Fade to bait here.
Reading that spot behind the tree. Juicy does fall. Player advantage now here for the side of Heretics.
Face your fear.
So Nightfall will go across. It's going to
It's
connect on the
both.
two. Spring, shoot that baby both. Getting their audio taken away from them, holding on a wider angle. The C's not quite going to be able to connect. Woot desperately trying to get a breakthrough. YU at the same time has arrived, has a lockdown, but might not want to commit it into the round quite just yet. Plant coming in, Spring
Last
trying to
player
run this down, trying to get the
what's
interrupt. Is
going
unable
on?
to do so. Looks to try to isolate, but it's just too many targets. 4 players alive. Heretics, a very solid
What's the
bounce
money
back.
like? Oh, they actually have to eco as well.
Break the win streak from Wolves. They
3
slow
people that
the
can't
pace
buy.
a bit.
They're just sort of able to outguess some of these positions. Sees Nate early. A nice TP from Boo.
God, the insta
The
pop.
smoke catches his opponent, his other Omen counterpart off guard, and Lysor.
One down.
And then they're just swarming the site. That Nightfall brilliant gives them all the information they need to calmly move their way forward. Get in there.
Okay, the one hero gun.
Of eco
We got a
here
couple of,
on
well,
the
4
side of
sheriffs
Wolves.
on
Just
this one.
Bulldog
Wolves,
for
5
YU.
pass and stack over
Mini Boo
towards
gonna
C.
grab an outlaw then, knowing the economic situation that his opponents are in, and it will be one shot onto
Going
every
for a trap
player
play.
of Wolves.
Benji,
Turret down.
how do you want to play
Gonna be
this?
Cleared out. I mean, a 5-man
Yeah,
death ball
it's the
push
info.
out towards Mound. Forcing Penchy Fishy away and back in with the rest of the team. Trying to get a retake going from here. Gonna prove to be rather difficult. See if they're going to be able to make a go of this. It's just YU back through the defender's spawn. Everybody else pushing forward in towards A lobby. Benji Fishy gonna be good for one. The Paranoid connecting, holding down M1, runs out of bullets. Swaps over onto the Classic. It's a right-click kill. Juicy will be able to put him down. Weapon now scooped up. This Prowler will go on the chase, but with the drop down, Miniboo finds the kill, spots out the other. And it's going to be too easily delivered eliminations.
Yeah, money's going to be nice for Heretics here. Benji, yeah, he did great in this round.
YU is going to try to drift out of this poison orb, but doesn't quite have vision. Rienz cleans it up. One casualty, another round win. Heretics 2 away from tying it up. This map is not done yet.
This has been another solid comeback for the Heretics. Are they going to be able to find a little bit more, just like they did in the first half? See if they can catch up, close it out, force overtime. Who knows? Benji playing that angle very, very nicely, and that's Outlaw in such a powerful spot. Just gets tons of value. Nothing YU can do there. So no, thought maybe there'd be a timeout considered. Back into the Odin. Spring, along with YU.
Holding wide. It's tucked back over in towards the site though. Not taking any risks, nor are Heretics given the pre-fire on the box.
Okay, CB default, clear a lot of pressure. It's very passive from Wolves on this one. They pretty much let them take everything. They have so many ults. Like, they should just win. Well, actually, this is just going to get crazy, isn't it? Liquid are deciding to use 6-person roster.
I've seen Heretics clear it with a nano before.
It's not the worst idea. So what are you saying? Serial, Penny, Switch, and then the maps that they were planning to play double duelist, like Haven, they keep the double duelist. Sure. I mean, it's just that we have no time. We have to make a decision on certain maps.
Bit of information going to be gathered there. This does allow for Heretics.
Now you say it's fine? It's a different situation.
Slow down the approach.
It's only going to be a few maps.
Sent out here from Miniboo. There's answering showstopper going to be
Oh, that was nice from Miniboo. Good little pre-fire on this one. Killjoy, ult for Killjoy as well. Heretics are looking nice on this one. It's not too bad. Good trade. Whoa, 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 whoa. Wait. Wait, this is... Oh my god, just got him. Time. They just got no time.
But the time is certainly not. Benji Fishy just now picks it up.
Holy dudes. Oh man, it was looking so good. They just got stuck on site. I thought they was going to pivot B. C even. 3 chances for a 2-0.
That is just wild. I mean, tremendous patience being shown by Wolves. But
yeah, I think the Liquid thing's not too bad. It makes a lot of sense. I guess it will only be for Haven. Maybe there's another map who we don't know they play double duelist, and they need the one Sentinel. But this is kind of like their own doing a little bit. If they were pracking with Academy player, maybe they should have been pracking with Nats the whole time. I don't know. They were in a really weird spot, man.
Cuts the Heretics again.
Yeah, long story short is they think they have more success on certain maps just playing doubles duelist. Haven will be the best example.
3 rounds in a row to force this into overtime. For the opportunity, the chance to try.
Force into this? Oh, these mollies. Oh, these mollies. Oh, God. Oh, it's so dumb.
It's just Miniboo and Benji Fishy against the world. Juicy in the corner. Reload necessary. Spike in hand here. Where do they try to go? Tap on the door to try to instill some doubt. A smoke going to be cycled over.
Seems like Wolves are going to give them the opportunity to get the plant potentially. But when are they going to make their move? They're not giving them the opportunity to find any freebies.
Either side.
Dude, you're the low HP, don't face Heaven.
Dead. Benji Fishy.
10 HP.
Versus 3.
Wolves 2-0'd them.
30 seconds.
Oh my god.
Even with a pivot onto the B side, they're going to be able to
2-0'd
reroute. He's
them.
going to try to fake it out. But they have a numbers
Dude,
advantage.
if Wolves get Billy
Juicy
in the
scaling forward, makes some
1-1,
noise.
they have
Benji
such a good
Fishy
chance.
hears it, and he cannot make it happen.
Damn, dudes.
13-9.
It's a big win for them. It's a
Here are the
big
Green
win
Light
for the boys.
Doors.
My goodness.
Wolves are the apex predator as they eliminate Heretics from Master Toronto.
And what a rough tournament for Heretics.
Unbelievable.
I mean, I called they weren't going to go through groups, but I didn't think this would happen.
Absolutely incredible.